Hey guys, I'm back with book review 21 of 365. Nope, 22. 22? That's even better. Book 22 was the 8th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and it's Love or Mine, and it's John and Hex's story. Let me show you the cover real quick. Can we see it? The sun's really bad today, so... Okay. John and Hex's story has been building up for quite some time, so I was really looking forward to their story. I wanted so much to just love this story, and while it's not my least favorite, it falls right in the middle. I think she definitely changed a few things that I like and changed a few things that I didn't like, so. Hex is a sympath assassin, so she's, I would say, more of the Brotherhood character in this story. She's definitely not in the Brotherhood, but she's more the tough, I'll beat everybody's ass kind of character. So, and as it pertains to relationships, she's already lost one lover to madness when he was a brother and they were dating and he found out that she was a sympath. He kind of went a little crazy, so she's hesitant to allow that to happen again. As for John, we all know his backstory by now, and he's very emotionally conflicted, and he doesn't really let anybody know how he feels about Hex. So it's kind of a surprise to the Brotherhood when he goes off the deep end, because she's been taken, as we know at the end of the last book. Lash takes her, and this book kind of picks up a couple weeks after that. So I think that in this story what they have to deal with most is their separation. First off, he obviously can't do anything while she's being held captive by Lash, and I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler to say eventually gets her back, because that's kind of a buzzkill if he doesn't. But after that, they really have a lot of communication errors, because they both had such enormous tragedies in their lifetime and have such hardcore issues that they have to deal with them. And I think that was a big issue, that they had to get it all out there really quick, and I didn't like that. And this book, though, was a little bit of a throwback. It was definitely more focused on the relationship aspect, I think. Some people I've read thought it jumped around a lot. I didn't think any more than any other book, so I was okay with it. It was just a little jumping, and a lot of the jumping was to Blay and Quinn's kind of side story, and Quinn's cousin Saxon was involved a lot, although he was a character before in Revenge and Elena's story, Lover Avenged. So we knew who he was, but he gets a little bigger plot in the story. I'm okay with that. Also, at the end, we sort of get more introduced to Payne and Manny, and it kind of sets it up for their story. And even before we knew they were getting a story, you could kind of see it. So, the things I had issue with, if you watched my last video, you know I talked about the Paranormal Activity subplot. It wasn't in that book, it was in this book. The reason things like that happen to me is because I like to read them all back to back to back. I could spend a whole day reading all 10 books, so it kind of gets hazy sometimes what actually happens in which book when you read them like that. And so that happens in this book, and I had just as much issue with it in this book as I did with the last book. So see the last review if you want to know how I feel. I don't like it. Spoiler alert. It's useless. It doesn't need to happen. Also, most of the Lusting Society didn't need to happen. After Hex gets taken back from Lash, I don't really care what's going on. Not really. And my last nitpick was that John is going through this major emotional upheaval, and his sister is nowhere to be found. None of the females were, you see Doc Jane for 2 seconds, but other than that, nothing. And I wasn't really happy with that. I don't know. All in all, I was just looking so forward to this story. I feel it could have been so much better, but it was definitely not the worst in this series by any means. 5 stars, maybe 2 out of 5 stars. It could have been better, although I don't think I could write it better because I'm not a writer. So, if you liked this story or you didn't like this story, let me know in the comments below. I like to know what other people think. Coming up, let me see what's next. Oh, Manny and Payne's story is next, which is a little different because I feel like they're both like really minor characters and all of a sudden, bam, they're going to get their own story. But that was an interesting book. So that one should be up real soon, guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.